Brother's vegan demands caused a family rift, but Dad's ultimatum pushed him to choose family over ideology for Thanksgiving. I, 31F, and my brother Mark, 35 male, do not get along. When he was a teen he saw a documentary on factory farming and decided to become a vegetarian. He got very annoying about it quickly, but my dad shut him down when he started trying to get the rest of us to be vegetarian with him. Then he went to college, made a bunch of very strange friends, and went militantly vegan. It's his entire personality. I stopped talking to him after he threw a fit about one of my birthday dinners being at a steakhouse and spammed my messages and SM with pictures of abused cows. My parents have been trying to repair the situation, and for a while, it did seem like Mark was getting better, so I've been letting him back into contact gradually. Then he started dating Pam, who is some kind of vegan influencer. She is apparently moderately popular online, but I have no idea what she does exactly. I don't know if Mark was trying to impress her or what, but last Thanksgiving he insisted that Mom cook at least a vegetarian meal or they wouldn't come on ethical grounds. My mom just wanted everyone to get along on her favorite holiday, so she agreed. It was not a fun meal. This year, my parents have downsized for retirement and my mom is having health problems. I bought their house when they moved, so my mom asked me to host Thanksgiving so it would be like usual. I told everyone in the group chat so Mark and Pam could make travel arrangements, and Pam immediately started gushing about all the vegan replacement recipes she could give me to replace the traditional ones. I said to send me a main dish recipe they like and I would give it a shot, but I'm making the traditional meal otherwise and there should still be plenty of things they can eat. Mark and Pam have been arguing about this with me for days, and then Mark said that if I wouldn't make a meat-free meal they wouldn't come. This upset my mom, who asked me to just make what she made last year to keep the peace, but I told her that Mark needs to get over himself and I'm not coddling him. I'm having turkey on Thanksgiving. My dad privately agrees with me, but Mark threatening to not come is upsetting my mom so much that he's worried it will impact her health. There's a not big, but also not zero chance that these might be some of the last family holidays we have with her. My mom thinks I'm putting turkey over my own family and I'm not so sure anymore. Aita? Edit. Whoa, this blew up. So the answers to some common questions. As I said, I've already offered to make sure there is a main dish and sides they can eat. Mark and Pam will not show up if anyone else eats meat at this meal. If any meat is served to anyone, they won't come. Doing multiple meals that day or across multiple days is a no-go. I'm a newly minted critical care physician at an understaffed hospital during a major holiday week and I will have a limited window of time between shifts. I have time for one gathering and I would rather not waste it on a miserable one like last year. Mark and Pam can't host because they live in a van at present. I'm also not willing to have them in my kitchen for hours bitching about the meat in my fridge, the cookware and utensils, and whatever else they can find to complain about. The time it would take for them to come eat, socialize for a couple of hours, and leave is the maximum amount I'm willing to let them be in my home, although it would admittedly be interesting to watch them try to host a family Thanksgiving out of a van. It is very unlikely that my mom is going to die anytime soon. It's just a non-zero chance. She's understandably worried about it, and is in the pessimism stage of grieving her health. She has a good prognosis and most people with her condition pull through and live for a long time afterward. If it is by some chance the last Thanksgiving, I don't think a repeat of last year's Thanksgiving would do her any good either, as everyone left the table unsatisfied and unhappy. Edit. So, a possible situation to this that I came up with while talking to my partner is to just work through Thanksgiving instead. The attending on shift that day would probably be happy to stay home, so swapping wouldn't be hard. Mom would be sad about canceling, but she knows my job is demanding and saves lives, so she won't be upset. Mark and Pam can kick rocks. To be honest, eating hospital turkey between emergencies sounds better than a family Thanksgiving right now. I'll have to turn it over some more. Edit 2. Problem mostly solved. Dad finally hit critical mass and told Mark that if he didn't get his ass here on Thanksgiving to support Mom unconditionally and without a single complaint or argument the entire time, he was disowning and disinheriting him, and the next time he needed money or help he could forget it. So Mark is theoretically coming. Pam is not. Dad has already ordered the turkey. The recipes Pam sent are ridiculously complicated, so I worked out a deal with one of the nurses at work who is vegan, and she's going to make a couple of her favorite dishes ahead that I can bake day for Mark. We'll see if he actually manages to show up. Update 1. People have been asking and I'm finally out from under the balls to the wall madness at work for a little bit, so buckle up, folks. I have a story. So, to recap, my mom is sick and wanted a nice family Thanksgiving at my house, since it used to be the family house and their new place is small. My vegan brother and his girlfriend refused to come unless the entire meal was vegetarian, no meat allowed for anyone. I am not okay with being blackmailed over food in my own home. It was upsetting my mom enough that before Thanksgiving, my dad called my brother and told him that if he did not show up to Thanksgiving, support my mom, and be pleasant to everyone without a single comment about food, he was disowned. My brother agreed to come. His girlfriend opted out at the time. My dad and I planned the meal. I made sure there were plenty of vegetable dishes available and made a deal with a vegan nurse at work to make me a couple of vegan casseroles that I could bake for my brother. My mom was happy and it was looking like everything was solved. My brother arrived the night before Thanksgiving with the girlfriend after all in their van, which they live in. This was unplanned, but at least they showed up. They intended to camp in my yard. I told them absolutely not. They asked if they could stay in my guest room, then. I said that I had not planned for them to stay there, and given their previous behavior I thought it best if they went and got a hotel room, plus they have a large breed dog with them, I don't have a fenced yard, and I don't want the dog to be in the house. They can't afford a hotel room. He calls mom. The community my parents live in does not allow overnight guests under 50, so they can't sleep there. To end the debate, I pay for a hotel room and allow the dog to hang out in the garage for the night because the hotel doesn't accept pets that large that aren't service animals. Thanksgiving Day, my parents come over, other family members and my partner come early to hang out, and everything is going fine. Brother and girlfriend roll up about 11. They both smell strongly of weed, which is not legal here, which makes things awkward from the start. Girlfriend comes into the kitchen to help even though everything is almost done, and starts taking pics with her phone without permission and telling my very southern great aunt who has been cooking since God was a child how to make cornbread dressing the right, vegan, way. Several bless your heart later, girlfriend is firmly escorted to the living room instead since she's a guest. Meanwhile, my brother has cornered my partner, who is also in the medical field and has the patience of a saint, about his vaccine conspiracies, and my dad is just letting it happen because at least he's not talking about food. Finally, we're ready to eat and everyone is making a plate. Girlfriend asks a million questions about ingredients and then just gets small portions of 2 side dishes, not even the actual vegan dishes made by my vegan friend. My brother eats all the vegetable dishes but comments about how girlfriend makes them better. I notice girlfriend gets up to go to the bathroom a lot, and at one point she's gone for a while, so I go check on her to make sure she's okay. Y'all, this woman was filming a TikTok video for her channel in my bedroom. I was speechless. She apologized and said that she thought it was the guest room and she needed a minute away from the smell of meat. I told her to stop and go downstairs and that since it's illegal here to record video on private property without the owner's permission, if she posted anything she recorded in my house I would press charges. After we were done eating, my brother pulled me off to the side and told me that I was a bitch for threatening his girlfriend. My partner happened to be close enough to hear and apparently told my dad. Dad asked my brother to help with something outside for a minute. I don't know what was said, but my brother came back in looking pissed, reminded girlfriend that they needed to head back to beat traffic, said goodbye to mom, and they left in a hurry. So much of a hurry that they forgot the poor dog who was still out in the garage, and by the time my brother answered a call he was so worked up he cussed me out and told me to just keep the dog since I had to have everything my way, and his girlfriend was yelling in the background when he hung up. My mom either completely missed what was going on or is pretending she doesn't know so we don't have to talk about it, but she said she had a good Thanksgiving and it was nice to have everyone together. My dad hasn't said anything about what he told my brother, but he wants to take mom to the beach for Christmas and asked if my partner and I wanted to go without saying anything about my brother and his girlfriend. My cousin checked up on girlfriend's channel and says that she's posted videos but they're from the hotel the night before and the van afterwards, so at least she has the sense to be warned. I've sent messages and so have my dad and partner offering to try to get the dog back to them, but so far neither of them are talking. I don't want to take the poor thing to the shelter. It's not his fault and he's not a bad dog, just big and excitable. Wow. Honestly, y'all, I figured last Thanksgiving would be the hardest one for a while, but I severely underestimated the levels my brother and his drama vortex could reach. Here's what's happened in the wild ride since my last post. After the drama bomb of my brother and Pam storming off, leaving the poor dog with me, there was about 48 hours of radio silence. I texted, called, even emailed Mark, but nothing, even offered to meet halfway or help them finance a pet-friendly Airbnb since their van is, let's say, not designed for canine comfort in November. Zero response. Meanwhile, dog, we'll call him Moose, was living his best life in my garage, blissfully free from the noise, sleeping on my old college futon and getting gourmet runs of leftover sweet potatoes and green beans. My partner half-joked Moose had racked up more time in my house than Mark has in the past 3 years. Around day 3, I got a furious DM from Pam, all caps and emoji hellfire, accusing me of stealing their baby, purposely orchestrating a traumatic break in their family unit, and threatening to sick her followers on me. She said returning Moose immediately was the only ethical thing to do. I replied that I would gladly meet them at a neutral location or arrange drop-off, but I wasn't going to just let the dog out on the road. Suffice to say, that was not well received. Tempers cooled, barely, after my dad called Mark directly and made it very, very clear that if they didn't retrieve Moose, Dad was reporting them for animal abandonment. That jolted Mark enough to text me, not call, of course, texting only, asking for my address. Which I guess he's always made a point of pretending not to remember. We arranged a super awkward handoff in my driveway, complete with Pam recording, from across the street, muttering for legal reasons, and Mark refusing to make eye contact. Moose was thrilled to see them, but kept running back to me for head scratches, which Pam filmed and referred to as classic stress responses from trauma-induced separation. Okay, they left in a huff, Mark slamming the van door. Moose watched me through the window as they drove away, probably hoping for just one more biscuit. Rest in peace, sweet king. Thanksgiving MVP. My cousin kept sleuthing Pam's various feeds after the incident. Shout out to Rachel for her internet bloodhound skills. I was worried she'd post footage from inside my house or even the hotel. Fortunately, what's up is mostly cryptic. A TikTok about gaslighting by omnivores filmed in a hotel parking lot, and a very filtered Instagram story with vague captions about toxic relatives. I'm apparently the turkey enabler. My mother, a 63-year-old woman who decorates for Christmas like a department store, was only visible as problematic family member number 2. We did have a brief scare when one of Pam's followers commented with dox her. One night, but nothing happened beyond that, unless you count 3 consecutive requests from influencers to try vegan meal kits for free. No, thank you. With the post-Thanksgiving smog still clearing, my dad, true to his Irish exit-inclined form, announced one morning that he had already booked a Christmas trip for himself and mom down to the Gulf. They're renting one of those fancy beach houses with a pool. No group invitations, no negotiation, just here are the dates, are you coming or not? My partner and I jumped on board, promising to supply all the sunscreen, caffeine, and Christmas pajamas necessary. Here's where Mark comes tumbling, headfirst, back into the story. 2 days before they left for the beach, Mark texted mom, not dad, not me, a giant apology paragraph. I paraphrase, but it was all classic Mark. Sorry the universe is so cruel to animals, sorry if others' choices made things hard, sorry that expectations create resentment, etc. The end result, could he and Pam and Moose stay at the beach house too? We can make a vegan Yule log. No mention of Thanksgiving, the dog, or the fight. Mom, of course, said she'd think about it, then discussed it with dad, who gave a hard no. Pam can spend her Yule with TikTok, and Mark can come for the day if he keeps his opinions off everyone's plates and his dog off the white furniture. Mark's response? It's disappointing you value material comfort over spiritual connection. I'd argue having sand-free furniture is a spiritual experience. Apparently, Mark and Pam have gotten a sponsorship since all this. A local vegan bakery is letting them consult on social media. Mark texted a photo of his welcome box, which was a single gluten-free muffin. Progress, I guess? The family group chat has gone eerily quiet. Mom likes to send a palm tree emoji now and then, but Mark either ignores or responds in all lowercase, which for him probably signals nuclear level tension. Moose, internet hero, is now the star of Pam's TikTok. At least in those videos, he looks like he's getting love, and kale dog biscuits, so that's some peace of mind for me. Thanksgiving was not what any of us would have scripted, but Mom got most of what she wanted, a family gathering, some delicious food, and, since she deliberately missed most of the drama, an afternoon pretending her children and their spouses are functional adults. The lingering effects? I think Dad summed it up best when he raised his glass on beach trip planning night and said, let's make next year drama-free. Maybe we should all just meet on Zoom with takeout. Mom nodded and said, as long as I get to see Moose again, I don't care where we are. So for now, we're all taking a breather. I might never get Mark or Pam to see Reason, and that's fine. In the meantime, if you ever need a dog sitter for a moose-sized animal, apparently I am. Reference approved, even if only by the canine himself. Update 2, the post-Thanksgiving, pre-Christmas chaos, featuring larger vans, unwelcome in-laws, ominous casseroles, and a surprise twist. Let's start with what happened about a week after I handed off Moose, aka Thanksgiving MVP. I thought, foolishly, that would be the end of the drama. I was wrong. First, a box arrives at my house with no return address. Inside? 3 copies of the Case for Vegan Living, pamphlet format, full color, and a handwritten note that says hope you find your way. Blessings, P&M. My cousin Rachel, the family cyber spy, found a similar pamphlet had been sent to my hospital's HR department, addressed to the chief of nutritional surgery. For reference, not a department, and definitely not my job. But the gossip at the nurse's station for the week was. Meanwhile, Mom and Dad bail for the Gulf early, eager to escape impending Christmas logistics and what we now ominously refer to as the next episode. Mark sends Mom a series of philosophical texts quoting, of all people, Russell Brand, alongside blurry photos of vegan fudge. Pam calls, leaves a 3-minute voicemail about how the holidays should be a safe space for restorative animal-free projects, ends with Moose barks hello. And then hangs up. Dad has blocked Pam's number. He tells me this over the phone while humming Christmas tunes. Having established myself as the dog hotel, apparently I've also become the emergency family fixer. 2 days later, Mark calls, hey, can you watch Moose for a weekend? We, need to meet Pam's parents. By meet, he means introduce himself while living out of their van in Maryland. I ask if I'm going to get another vegan pamphlet if I say no. Long silence. In the end, a deal is struck. If he arranges transport and brings Moose's actual bed this time, fine. When I go to meet him in the Target parking lot, they emerge in matching ethical hemp jumpsuits, Pam live streaming the drop-off. We spread kindness everywhere, even to turkey enablers. Mark tries to hand me an enormous Tupperware. Pam made vegan green bean bake. I say I still have leftovers, but he insists. Moose, for the record, tries to leap into my car before his leash is unclipped. He really loves my partner, and the garage futon. By Sunday, Pam's TikTok followers are DMing me photos of my front yard and asking why I promote speciesism. Rachel tells me not to answer, but a part of me wants to post a garage dog spa reveal and let the internet fight it out. Moose's second stay goes well. He only eats a single shoelace, and the vet says he must have a stomach made of steel. The green bean bake is, to my surprise, a hit with my vegan coworker's kid, who doesn't realize it's vegan and calls the flavor adventurous. My cousin's boyfriend claims the leftovers and ends up offering it at his D&D meetup, where it's mistaken for traditional dwarven food. Everyone survives. Then, on December 21st, the day before my partner and I are set to fly out and join my parents at the beach, I get another package. It's a sweater. Not just any sweater, a hand-crocheted, acid green holiday beast with a motif of a turkey, a pig, and a cow glaring at me next to the words "I see you." There's a note, "Wear this if you care. Christmas dinner is for everyone." Pam's signature. I consider burning it but instead promise Rachel I'll wear it under my coat, just for the family photo. I do. My dad cackles and tells me I look ready for Greenpeace, Florida Division. Christmas itself is blissfully peaceful. Mom is the happiest she's been all year. She makes margaritas, Dad teaches my partner how to play liar's dice, and they FaceTime Rachel in for a beach morning. Moose gets a framed photo on the kitchen windowsill, so he's with us in spirit, after Mom insists it's only right. Mark emails a group apology, again, half abstract, and CCs the vegan bakery for transparency. Pam wishes us healing in these times, and posts a TikTok of herself hugging Moose on a snowy Maryland sidewalk, mouthing lyrics about broken families and brave beginnings. It's honestly, kind of perfect. Lessons learned? Family chaos never really ends, it just mutates, sometimes into weird food, sometimes into viral content, sometimes into ugly sweaters. Moose is the secret key to family harmony. My partner and I have decided to stay overseas next Thanksgiving just for novelty's sake. Might as well let Mark headline whatever next chapter he's planning. I hear there's a vegan foraging retreat. Dad is lobbying for no contact December. Mom says as long as there's no drama and I send her pics of Moose, she's happy. Update 3, The Great Vegan Roadshow, a Moose scandal, and our weirdest family truce yet after the relatively peaceful Christmas at the beach. Moose memorialized on the shelf, my hideous green sweater lurking in a suitcase. I thought we'd get a bit of a break from family headline news. I underestimated Pam, Mark, and the irresistible weirdness of my family's gravitational pull. The moose napping allegation in late January, out of nowhere, I get a Facebook message from an account called @MooseJustice. A terrier in sunglasses, profile pic. Do not ask, this is, I soon learn, an Instagram advocacy page started by two of Pam's more passionate followers. The message was pure caps lock. Return the dog. Tell the truth. #FreeMoose. Turns out, Pam had posted a cryptic, teary Instagram story implying Moose was being kept from them after the holidays by hostile relatives, and she was worried for his health and safety. She blurred out my face but not my front porch. Q. Internet sleuths. My inbox explodes for 3 days with DMs, ranging from "your garage looks comfy, but please let Moose see his real family," to graphic vegan dog food recipes. My cousin Rachel jumps in to do digital triage. She finds out Pam's story conveniently omitted the photos of the very real, exceedingly well-fed Moose licking peanut butter off his Kong in her own van, after the family handoff. She screen caps everything and replies to @MooseJustice with a gallery of Moose looking fat and sassy under my care. The account goes quiet. For the record, I've since switched to a P.O. box. Pam never retracts. 2 weeks later, she's live on TikTok, medicating Moose for separation anxiety and shilling a canine hemp CBD treat. My dad screenshots this, emails me a single line, "She's selling dog weed?" and then blocks Pam again for good measure. A meal offer you won't believe. Fast forward to February. Mark reactivates the family group chat to announce their plans for the Great Vegan Roadshow, a cross-country road trip to spread plant-based consciousness. Pam has booked sponsored pop-ups at 4 vegan bakeries. They're going to film everything for YouTube with a dog and earth-positive message. Also, Mark has an idea for healing rifts and restoring family energy. Here is the pitch. We want to host an all-inclusive, plant-based family dinner at your house when we pass through in March. No animal products. All positive vibes. Moose will be there as the guest of honor. He even makes a Canva invite, plant peace potluck, reunite the herd. There's a stock photo of a smiling cauliflower. Pam chimes in, requesting I record the dinner for content and that no leather goods be worn by guests. I choked on my coffee. My mother, ever the secret chaos agent, immediately says, "If your brother is cooking and I don't have to clean, I'm in." My dad's only response, "Will there be beer?" The potluck to end all potlucks, so we did it, with several ground rules. Mark and Pam were not allowed in my kitchen unsupervised. No filming in bedrooms, bathrooms, or the garage. No posting family faces without permission. Moose got the VIP treatment, but no dog takes over table TikToks. Mark rolled up in the van, Pam in tow, Moose with a bandana reading cruelty-free icon. There were trays of vegan brisket, oyster mushrooms and liquid smoke, compassionate pot roast, tofu stuffed peppers, and a green glop dessert called aquafaba mousse. Half of it was passable, a quarter was actually good, and the rest my dad described as penance for past crimes in food form. Pam tried to start a YouTube livestream in the foyer, but when my dad wandered by in his PETA People eating. Tasty animals shirt. She stopped. Mark lasted 15 whole minutes before referencing ethical suffering, but promptly shut down when my partner asked if he wanted to try homebrewed kombucha. Yes, but only if it's not culturally appropriative. Surprise guests and a public apology plot twist. Halfway through dinner, my cousin Rachel and her boyfriend, D&D vegan casserole guy, show up with a homemade falafel platter and an enormous bottle of wine. The night relaxes. Even Pam laughs. She confesses she never liked oyster mushrooms, then proceeds to down half the bottle. At the end of the meal, Mark actually stands up and gives a speech. I used to think family meant ideological purity. Now I just want Moose to have people who love him. Sorry for being, rigid. Pam, tipsy, adds, thank you for not filming me in your bedroom. That was a hard week. My dad cheers from the sofa. A tentative truce is called. Pam posts a short, carefully edited TikTok of Moose eating carrot sticks off my patio and captions it, even families who disagree can come together for cruelty-free snacks. The comment section is much kinder than last time. The aftermath 1. Mark and Pam have moved on to the next phase of their roadshow. Their Insta is 95% Moose, now a minor celebrity among vegan dog fans. 2. My mother demands all future family events be order-in or vegan potluck only, no stress about steak or stuffing. 3. My dad is getting t-shirts made, I survived the plant peace potluck. 4. Rachel's boyfriend now brings adventurous mystery casseroles to every gathering, but labels them properly. No one has died. 5. I have a standing gig dog sitting Moose if they're ever in town again, or, let's be honest, if they forget him. 6. Mark's group chat style is now mostly gifs and memes of family love, a significant upgrade from manifestos. What's next? Mark emailed from Colorado last week, if Moose wins the vegan dog biscuit contest, do you want a cut of the sponsorship? I said just send the biscuits. TLDR, we fed 30 pounds of tofu to 4 adults, made peace over wine, and kombucha, and Moose continues to be the reason we all act like, mostly, sane humans. Pam is only vlogging in public now, Mark references D&D food instead of Russell Brand, and my mom answered the door last weekend in that I see you sweater. I'm both proud and deeply terrified. If we ever host another Thanksgiving together, it'll probably be over Zoom, featuring Moose as the background on everyone's laptop. And honestly, that suits me just fine. Update 4, the Van Life Summit, the Great Cookbook Heist, and Moose's agent calls. The saga just keeps rolling. Oh my God. Readers, I'm not kidding, this story has developed a new set of plot twists, and even my partner, who has the emotional range of a Labrador, could only blink at me and say, please tell me this is the season finale. Settle in. This is the latest installment in the ongoing collision of Mark's vegan roadshow, weird influencer hijinks, my parents' new YOLO old age beach phase, a slew of mystery vegan deliveries, and, of course, the lore of Moose, the dog who probably has more Instagram followers than me at this point. It starts in mid-April. I get a group text with Mark, Pam, my parents, Rachel and her D&D boyfriend, and, inexplicably, Dad's whiskey buddy Len, from down the street. The text is ominously titled, Family Coexists Celebration at the Park. Mark launches into excited detail. They're passing through for a 3-day van life summit, which includes networking with other influencers, a sustainability workshop, and a deliberately inclusive community cook-off in the public park's picnic area. He bolded the phrase cook-off. I felt a disturbance in the force. Within 24 hours, Pam direct messages me. They want to feature our family's journey from carnism to co-living in mutual respect in a mini documentary. Spoiler, nobody in this family is co-living anything except maybe acute indigestion. But my parents are in, honey, if it gets us out of the house and the sun's shining, why not? And even Rachel wants to come witness the spectacle. I tell everyone I'm bringing takeout, my partner is bringing a first aid kit and point blank refuses to sign a release form, and Dad is, of course, already making PETA joke t-shirts for Len and himself. Things get spicy when Pam announces the sauce off. Each van gets to submit one signature vegan sauce to be judged by omnivores for fairness. Rachel and I try everything. My partner sniffs, demurs, and eats a protein bar. Mark and Pam submit their peanut cilantro reduction. There's a heated moment when Dave, the mushroom van guy, accuses Pam of plagiarizing his base recipe. There's half shouting, a TikTok live goes up that gets 40 comments arguing about sriracha, and Moose is caught on camera stealing, and devouring, a bread roll. Dad and Len declare my takeout sauce, from the Lebanese place near my house, the winner. Pam is gracious in defeat, Mark less so. I hear him mutter, sellouts, honestly, but the moment passes. Just as I think we've hit peak absurdity, Pam pulls me aside. We want to help you write a vegan family cookbook. Think of it as atonement for carnist ancestors, a gift for future generations. I choke on my club soda. Mark is enthusiastic. It's time for the family to come together. Think about Thanksgiving. Redemption. This, folks, is my breaking point. I decline, with full sincerity, offering instead to provide recipes for airline food mashed together with cafeteria mystery meat. This is a joke my dad loves, Pam does not. But here's the twist. The next 3 weeks, I get daily digital recipe requests, and then, Get this, my old childhood notebook of family recipes mysteriously goes missing from my kitchen. Panic. Rachel investigates, sleuthing Mark's social profiles. Buried in a vegan cooking vlog, she spies my notebook, complete with doodles from when I was 10, on the counter in their van. Developing a family tradition. Evolving it. Pam narrates, as she decalifies the biscuit recipe. I cannot make this up, I text Mark, WTF. Bring back my notebook. 2 days later, there's a cryptic package. Notebook inside, plus a USB labeled Moose's favorite meals, family edition. The whole thing smells like nutritional yeast. Meanwhile, Moose is blowing up. Pam posts a reel of Moose's emotional rescue, from hostile Thanksgiving to healing picnic. It goes full viral on vegan animal TikTok. People start DMing me to ask if they can interview the dog sitter behind the legend. Pam says there's an agent inquiring from LA about Moose repping vegan dog treats. One morning I get a cold call, no, I'm not kidding, from someone named Ron who wants Moose for a calendar shoot in Malibu. I explain Moose doesn't have a phone, Mark and Pam live in a van, and if they come to Malibu it's BYO kale. The guy promises 6 figures if the dog wears a carrot bow tie. I almost get soft and agree, until Ron asks if the turkey drama can be reenacted. I immediately hang up. I know reality TV when I see it coming. So where does this leave us, dear reader? My parents are permanently on beach time now, traveling more than either of their millennial children, and fielding every family call with margarita-fueled patience. I get texts from Mom asking if Moose can stay for a few weeks this summer. He'll love the waves. Mark and Pam are in negotiations for a Moose YouTube series and about to pilot vegan van life date night with sponsored dog product reviews. Mark now signs all family checks-ins. Peace. Plants. Moose. I wish I were joking. Rachel's boyfriend, fresh off 3D&D vegan casserole wins, is organizing a potluck, this time with dual tracks, omnivore and herbivore. Dad is delighted. Pam is open to compromise if the grill is wiped down first. Len is launching an omnivore outreach table at the next Van Life Summit. Pam is nonplussed. As for me? I still have nightmares about aquafaba moose, but I now have a lockbox for family recipes and have started collecting moose as my spirit animal merch for future white elephant gifts. My partner quietly suggested we consider moving overseas for a year, just for work, but I know deep in my bones, no matter the time zone, no matter the drama, I'll always get a group text the week before Thanksgiving.